again, welcome back to a very special episode of this series that doesn't really have a name. We are on the last chapter, the last one of this book, and then we'll be 2/3 of the way through this god-awful series, and then we can just all move on with our lives. You guys, we're so close. We're almost there. Chapter 22. We left our main characters, our protagonists, if you will, at Christian's parents' house, and Kate is there, and she has found an email regarding the contract that nothing ended up ever happening with way back in the beginning of the first book, and she's freaking out, and everyone's about to freak out, and so that's where chapter 22 is starting. Are you ready? I'm not ready. Let's go. Oh my god. Okay, so Kate hands Anna the printout of the email. Christian hasn't seen it, and so he's like, he wants to know what it is, obviously, because Kate's freaking out, and then Anna's freaking out, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And Anna doesn't even want to show him. She actually is like, Christian, would you just go, please? It's like, hi, this kind of concerns him too, but also like he's a douchebag, so I kind of understand how you might want to not unleash him on your best friend or whoever the fuck Kate is. So also, Kate found the printout in the pocket of a jacket that was on the back of Anna's bedroom door. So now we have friends snooping through each other's shit, which is not great ever in any relationship. Also, E.L. James just described Christian's angry voice as like a silk glove. Just totally not an appropriate descriptor in this context. I just know. Oh my god. Okay, so first of all, Anna's like trying to reassure Kate that like she's fine, and Christian's like not doing anything bad to her or whatever, like she's happy in the relationship, which like no, but she's just like, Christian and I are good, this is old news, just ignore it, just don't worry about it, he hasn't done anything. To me, that's totally the wrong way to handle that. If a friend is freaking out because of the kinky aspect of your relationship and is worried about that, like that to me is the time to educate said friend on the fact that people are kinky and it's a thing that happens. You don't have to sit them down and teach them like BDSM 101, but just like, let's discuss the concept that kink can be okay and can be healthy. Let's actually deal with our problems and deal with our disagreements like adult humans, rather than just being like, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, we're not gonna talk about it, but don't worry about it. Like, that's not how problems get solved. That's how problems get repressed and come back even bigger and messier and worse in the future. Oh, and then also Christian goes, Anna has consented to be my wife. Who fucking talks like that? That's like the most awkward wording. I just, why? What are you? No, stop it. Okay, well, so Kate goes, will you explain this to me? And Anna says, one day, not now. So, I mean, I guess at least at some point they're gonna have that conversation, which is better than nothing. God, okay, and now we're in the room with the birthday party, and there's all these characters that we haven't even, like, thought about in forever, and I don't remember who fucking anyone is, and they're gonna start throwing names at me, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is gonna be great. Fuck. And what's her face? Elena, Mrs. Robinson, is there, and so we're gonna have to deal with an entire chapter of Anna whining about that, and I'm just so sick of it. Everyone in this fucking book is just so jealous and angry at everyone else, and I hate it. I hate that that's normalized in our society, and can we just love each other? Like, can we just fucking get along, please? Like, can we just stop taking everything in life as a goddamn competition? I'm like 3 pages into this chapter, I'm already done. Christian's like, you'll soon be mine. And Anna says, I already am. And Christian says, well, legally. And I'm just straight people, straight culture. Can we not put so much fucking emphasis on marriage as the like be all end all of relationships? I probably already ranted about this in my last video, I don't remember, but like straight culture is so like marriage is what like validates the relationship. But at the same time, there's all these memes about like marriage killing your sex life and like marriage is like game over, and it's just all this bullshit and hang-ups and hypocrisy. All forms of relationships are valid. You don't have to get married in order to prove your love for someone. We need to be able to put more of an emphasis on and recognize as valid other forms of long-term romantic relationships with or without marriage. It's fine. You can still love the person and not get married. Oh my god. And there are like all these women in the room that we've kind of established earlier on in the series are like have crushes on Christian or whatever because like he's Mr. Gorgeous, whatever. And they're all like so disappointed that now he's engaged, and that's another trope that I hate and I'm sick of. And that one I know actually happens because I have seen like celebrities and artists or whatever that I follow get into relationships, and then all the fucking fangirls freak the hell out because Mr. Dreamy Hot Boy now has a girlfriend and he's happy, and they can't fantasize about dating him anymore because he's like off the market. And I'm sick of it. Just because you're attracted to someone doesn't mean you're entitled to them. Yeah. It's their life. They still have a separate life outside of the spotlight. And if they get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever who's not you, tough shit, but also you knew this was coming, right? Like you knew they're not actually beholden to you in any way in their romantic life. It just boggles the mind. I don't fucking remember who Mia is, but she's somebody and she's here and she's like talking to Christian about like, have you set a date or whatever, and like, I hope you have a big wedding, the usual crap about weddings. Christian's getting just like steadily more and more like outright pissed at her, and I have no idea what she has done to make him so fucking mad at her, but like I'm so annoyed at him on her behalf. Dude, bro, take a chill pill, guy. Of all the bad writing in this book, this may be the worst few paragraphs. Like, I'm not gonna read it all aloud. It's just, okay, so Dr. Flynn, Christian's therapist, is there with his wife, and so the four of them are like standing around chatting, and Anna's kind of chatting with dude's wife, and then Dr. Flynn and Christian are like kind of step aside a little bit and start discussing Layla, who, if you remember, is in a psychiatric hospital getting treatment. And so Anna switches over to listen in on that conversation. And then she's like, oh shit, I'm ignoring Dr. Flynn's wife that I was talking to over here. And so she like tunes back into that conversation. But just like the whole way this is written, it's just like there's no transition. It just like there's dialogue from one conversation and then there's dialogue from another conversation a couple paragraphs later. And I had to reread it like 3 times to be like, oh okay, and now we're switching over here and now we're switching back. And it's like, you can't just fucking do that. Transitions are important, you guys. Okay, well, we've found the like token gay character. So if you remember Rose, who is, I don't know what the fuck her job is, but she like works with Christian, and she was the other one in the helicopter with him when it like crashed. She and her partner, girlfriend, you guys, you can say girlfriend. Anyway, her and her girlfriend Gwen are there, and Anna's like, she's one of the few women I've met who isn't dazzled by Christian. Well, the reason is obvious. Bisexuality exists. That's a thing. Just saying. So Mia pulls Anna aside, and if you remember a couple chapters ago, Mia and what's his face, Ethan, got together. She's like, as you know, Ethan and I met recently thanks to you. Yeah, Anna was there in the room. She introduced you guys. I think, like, I don't know this for sure, but I think maybe she might be aware that you two have met. What the oh my god, straight people, you guys. Ethan doesn't want to keep dating Mia because Mia's brother and Ethan's sister are already dating. So the fuck what? In what world is that a big deal? That's another thing that has always bothered me, is this whole, like, rules about who in your social circle can date each other, like, and the fact that, like, you two's siblings are already dating somehow makes it, like, off limits for you guys to date, or, like, don't date your friend's ex because they're off limits for the rest of their life. Like, it's all just absurd to me, and it's always been absurd to me. I've never understood it. We're all just human beings trying to get through our lives, looking for love and connections, and we all have autonomy and the ability to consent to dating whoever the fuck we want. Like, just fucking let people live. I don't understand why any of this shit has to be a big deal. So Mia leaves the room, and Elena comes in and, like, corners Anna, closes the door behind them, fucking angry as hell, shit's about to go down. This just seems really, honestly, out of character for Elena. I don't remember her being anything but at least polite to Anna in the past. Also, I feel like maybe the fact that she's, like, freaking out about Anna and Christian getting married might be a little bit more believable if I had actually been convinced to dislike Elena, which I think is kind of what you're supposed to have gotten from the rest of these books, but, like, I don't really see her as, like, a villain character or as a dislikable character. So this just all seems a little bit sudden, a little bit contrived. I wouldn't have thought of you as a worthy adversary, Anastasia, but you surprise me at every turn. Since the fuck when was she an adversary? When has that, has that ever been implied? Have I just fucking missed all of that? Did it just all go over my head because I was so fucking bored with these books? Like, when was this a two-way hate relationship and not just Anna being stupid and jealous about Christian being friends with one of his exes? Like, fucking everyone is talking about, like, phrasing it as consenting to marry Christian. Who says that? Who talks like that? That's not a thing that people say in this day and age. Elena's like, if you think for 1 minute you can make him happy, you're very much mistaken. He has needs you cannot possibly begin to satisfy. No. And also, fuck off. And also, that's something that Anna and Christian need to work out for themselves. And also, I just hate this. I just hate this entire plot point. I'm done with it. I'm over it already. I'm done. Okay, and, like, Elena's arguments are just devolving into less and less sense. How dare you judge our lifestyle? I mean, okay, yeah, Anna has a lot of kink shame to work through, but, like, so does Christian, TBH. You know nothing, and you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. Okay, yeah, no, she didn't, but first of all, she has had plenty of opportunity to do some research, and second of all, a lot of that is because Christian's really bad at guiding her into the lifestyle. Anyway, and then she concludes, and if you think he's going to be happy with a mousy little gold digger like you, and that's when Anna throws the rest of her drink in Elena's face, which, to be fair, like, same. But anyway, that whole, like, scene was just a mess, and, like, I'm not even sure what Elena was actually trying to say, or, like, I don't know. Either way, this series is a fucking mess. It's just my best friend sending me pictures of cats because she's at a cat cafe without me and I'm really upset about it. Like, I know I have 6 cats at home, but like, there are other cats out there in the world that I'm not petting right now. That's distressing to me, you guys. Every moment that I am not petting a cat that could potentially be petted by me, I'm upset about it. I'm sad. Anyway, returning back to the book, Christian's just come in and interrupted the argument, and now Elena's talking to him and being like, she's not right for you, you have needs, whatever, and Christian's pissed at her, which, like, rightly so, for once. For once, he has a good reason to be angry. I just hate it. Just her whole thing of like, you have needs, I know for a fact that this other woman can't fulfill them. Like you cannot possibly know better than someone else what their needs are. That's just not how that works. Wow, there's so much to unpack in the 3-4 paragraphs I just read. So Elena's like, you loved it, Christian, don't try and kid yourself, meaning you loved being her sub, which, fine, I'm sure he did. I mean, I don't know, is she like, secretly you still need to be my sub and you're just kidding yourself that you can be a dom? Because in that case, hi, lady, switches exist and or people's sexualities change, and especially as they're figuring out like a new aspect of their sexuality, shit changes, shit evolves. Anyway, then she's like, you were on the road to self-destruction. I saved you from that. Saved you from a life behind bars. Believe me, baby, that's where you would have ended up. Wow, there's a lot there that I could address. I'm a believer, first of all, in the idea that kink can be beneficial to someone, their mental health, their self-esteem. I mean, even just like owning your sexuality in a society that has so many hang-ups about sex. Even just that can give you so much confidence. Kink can, if that's the kind of thing that you need, that's the kind of dynamic that you need, like, it can really help, like, pull you out of a dark place. This could be spun in a positive light of, like, Christian had this really hard childhood and then kink, like, saved him, and that would be awesome. But Elena's kind of twisting that into, like, I saved you, so you owe me a relationship, which is really gross. And then she's also like, I taught you everything you know, everything you need, which is so wrong on so many levels and so not true on so many levels. Oh my god, I don't even have time in this video to even go into it all. Christian's response is, you taught me how to fuck, Elena, but it's empty, like you. There's a lot of sex negativity in those few sentences. Once again, this is kind of all coming out of nowhere, and up until now, Christian has never really expressed that sentiment that his relationship with Elena was unsatisfying or whatever. I mean, obviously something about it wasn't working because they broke up, but like, I don't remember any kind of negative sentiment from Christian about that relationship until this very moment. So it just feels like it's coming out of nowhere. But also Christian's like, you never once held me, you never once said you loved me. And Elena says, love is for fools, Christian. I'm beginning to see where Christian might have been taught his ideas about kink is over here, romance is over here, because if that's what Elena thinks, and Elena's the one that taught him about kink, I can see where he would have gotten that idea. But on the other hand, the fact that he has been in the kink community and active in the lifestyle for all these years after they broke up, and he has never once encountered anyone who has made him question those ideas. First of all, yikes, because that says a lot about him as a person, that like once he has an idea in his head, he's not willing to learn from the world around him and change those views. Like, that's a really dangerous way to be in any area of life. So anyway, the upshot is Grace, who is Christian's mom, comes into the room, interrupts the argument, boots Elena out, and is now talking to Christian alone in private. So I cannot predict how that's gonna turn out. And meanwhile, Anna heads upstairs to Christian's bedroom to go hide. Yeah, this is a wild ride of a chapter so far. And the cat wants back in. You know, I find it really, really interesting. So Elena and Christian were in a kinky relationship, consensually, however unhealthy it might have ended up being. Anna hates Elena for it. And yet, here she is in Christian's bedroom looking at this little like black and white photo that Christian has of his biological mom, who, if you remember, was deeply abusive and like starved him. Anna's looking at this picture and all she feels is compassion. Like, this sums up this whole book series so well. The anger and the shame and the bad feelings are so misdirected, and the actual abuse that is happening is just totally ignored and glossed over. And say it with me, kids, I fucking hate it. I had completely forgotten that Elena has a salon that I guess Christian like owns and helps fund or whatever. So anyway, their business relationship is done after that. But once again, it's just another one of those plot points that's like, who cares? It's not necessary to any part of the plot at all. So whatever, shit happens, they go back to the party, and now it's later in the night, all the guests are gone, they're, Christian and Anna outside, like taking a walk through the gardens, and Anna says, Christian, I'd like to go to church tomorrow. I prayed you'd come back alive, and you did. It's the least I could do. Once again, it has taken us 2 books to get to Anna's identity as Christian. That's just bad fucking writing. If someone's spirituality, religion, whatever is a part of their life, it's gonna be part of their life. It's gonna be part of their character. Can we like establish that maybe somewhere earlier on? Like, honestly? Okay. Remember Jack? I think his name's Jack. Anna's previous boss from the publishing company tried to assault her and Christian had him fired. Apparently, in addition to having him fired, Christian also sent people to have Jack beaten up, which is so like mafia mob boss and so fucking unnecessary. Like, what the fuck? Second of all, we have this last little section of the chapter is actually from Jack's point of view. And he's like sitting there spying on Christian's parents' house as this party's going on, and it's revealed that he sabotaged Christian's helicopter. And so he is also probably the one who arranged to have the photos planted where Anna could find them and the email printed out and planted where Kate could find it. So he's gonna be like the villain. Oh boy. So anyway, that's where that chapter ends. That's where the book ends. There it is. We've done it. We've conquered 50 Shades Darker. Maybe I should feel a sense of relief or a sense of accomplishment, but mostly I'm just dreading starting the 3rd book. Point being, thank you for sticking with me this far, and I do hope you'll join me for the 3rd book, but if not, fine. It was good having you along for this much of the ride. That being said, I know I've talked about this a lot in previous videos, I'm gonna say it one more time, I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 non-50 Shades of Grey related videos before I start the next book. Those are hopefully both gonna be out in January. This is your last chance. If you have any requests for what I talk about, let me know in the comments. Message me, I don't know, message me on Twitter. That's the other thing, I totally forgot to promote my Twitter last time. So I am gonna try and actually remember to use my Twitter more from now on to like keep you guys connected, updated for the 3 of you who care. Once again, my Twitter is Lee C. Artistry. I will have a link in the description box. Follow me there if you want. But until next time, Happy New Year. I hope 2018 is nicer to you than 2017 has been to me. Okay, I love you so much. Bye.